What's up, everybody? How are you? Hope you guys are ready. Kind of a little wild show today. So let's get this kicked off. Oh wait, I didn't get you the intro. Hold on, I apologize. It didn't auto the intro. Give you a little bit of the intro here. We talk over this a touch while it's going on. So today's show, we are going to be going into the comments from D&D Beyond on the OGL 1.2 because, well, I mean, you know, they're so important. They're dominating the industry. I still kind of believe this was a tactic of theirs. I don't know if that's true, but it feels that way. But today the survey came out. So that means that we get to look at the survey. And that survey is another trap. That's all I'm going to say. I have a feeling it's a trap. I have not looked at it. I have not opened it. I've been working all day today. But I have a feeling it's a trap. So we'll see if it is. I need a it's a trap button. I need that as a sound piece. I need a it's a trap piece. On the screen right now is playing by a Song of Lance and Fire is the name of our show. We have two of them. There will be a Monday show and a Tuesday show. They begin with our preludes here next Monday. And then that Tuesday as well. Following the same next week, we'll continue the Chronicles of Design the following week as well as we get into designing our retinue, because we'll have all of our Stream Loot cards done by then. For those who are joining us from the first time, or maybe you're watching this recording later on, remember, this show is about design. This is not the game itself. This is about how I prepare for a new stream. We're pushing our overlays to the next limit on this show. And I am super excited to see what you guys all think about the overlays. I have done a ton. I don't know, maybe I won't show them off. So we're going to start it up here in about a minute, and we should be ready to go. Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Oh, hi Katie. It's so weird not to see serving hands. By the way, that's weird. That's weird. I'm about to get used to people's names again. Can you change your chat name for YouTube? Are you able to put it to your Twitch one? I didn't even think about that. Huh. I don't even know if that's a thing. That's weird. I don't know why subs went off again. Weird again. All right, everybody. Well, let's get into this. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to add a little more color to my face here. So, today's the fun day. Today's the fun day. It's Friday. Last day of the week for a lot of you. Not for me. This is the beginning of the real workload. I got so much stuff I got to do. So, we are going to be looking over the D&D Beyond survey, along with the D&D Beyond Twitter feed. I can look it up. We'll take a look at that. Can you change your YouTube name for on chat? Let's see. Yes, you can change name in chat. Let's look here. You can. Let's go over. We'll take a look at this. We have the D&D Beyond stuff we're going to look at. We also have the D&D Beyond survey. Then we're going to get into finishing up our stream elements design. I think that's everything that I can think of. I think the D&D Beyond survey is up. D&D Beyond OGL survey. Yeah. We're looking here. Yeah, I found it. Oh, the level of spice in this one, everybody, is high. It's very high. Turn the music down a little bit for y'all. This guy's music's so good. He's got more tracks coming out too, by the way. I don't know if I said that last time. What are we at? We're at 2 minutes and 33 seconds here. Let me just go over to it. I want to play the whole album. Doesn't look like I can adjust the volume in here. I need to download these. I really do. So let's pause this. Let's go figure out how to fix your name. We'll start with that. And we'll also leave the survey up over here as a taunt. So this guy tells you can fix it.
I made this new account just so that we can go from the process of somebody who's brand new to YouTube, and then I'll show you how to change it for people who aren't brand new to YouTube. The first thing you want to do is create a channel. Customize channel account. All you have to do is you go to your channel, customize channel, go to basic info right here where it says John Smith. Your account is already created and it already says John Smith. Well, this is easy, and this is where the people who already have a YouTube account, all you have to do is you go to your channel.
You just go to your channel and change it.
Customize channel, go to basic info right.
So you can do this pretty easy, Katie. And you can change it there. So it's channel.
Now when you go back to a chat.
See if you see it.
Now when
I'll go back.
Info right here where it says John Smith. Go to your channel.
You go to your channel. Oh, I apologize. He is going to be super quiet. There you go. I'll turn it up.
Customize channel. Already have a YouTube account. All you have to do is you go to your channel. Customize channel. Go to basic info right here where it says John Smith. Now when you go back to a chat, your name is now John Spliff. Right there, as you can see. You could type and say hello.
There you go.
And boom. You have a new name now. So for everybody who's trying to watch new streamers on YouTube, for anybody who is on YouTube and just doesn't want to comment with their full name on there, now you know how to change your name. If this helped you, make sure you like it, share it with your friends, because I want to get as many people on YouTube streaming as possible. I want to make it as accessible as possible. I stream on YouTube all the time.
I'm with this guy. All right. So we have a few things here. My buddy Dan, Dan from, oh gosh, what is his actual screen name? I think it's Nat1 Fun. Yeah, Nat1 Fun. They're starting a Dragonlance stream too, which is pretty exciting. But he's the one who put up that the survey came out and to look at the D&D Beyond Twitter stream. I was like, okay, I'll take a look at that. And I started pacing through that lightly, but I think we're going to look at some of it on stream because it's just ridiculous. Okay. But before we do that, we gotta change this, right? It needs to be something that makes sense for today. I think that good old Admiral Akbar seems correct for this. I think that's who we need for this, right? Let's get some Admiral Akbar. There, turn the music down. Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. Let's see if we got anything. It's a trap. Put trap. Maybe I just put trap in. Someone had to have done Admiral Akbar. Maybe just put Akbar in. What is it? Is it AKBAR? AC? Oh, there may not be one. Well, hold on here. This is not acceptable. ACK. I'm going to save image. Actually, I'm going to copy image. And I'm going to share it into one of my Discords, and then I'm going to pull it over on my phone and add it. Because if it's not going to be there... Yeah, I know. It is a travesty. I'll try one more time. ACKBAR. Nope, it just put Acrobat in. ACKBAR. Artwork. No. Alright, so we'll go to the bottom here. Admin, image storage. It's okay. Akbar. I want a square. It's a trap. Akbar trap. Need a good one. That red one's my favorite. All right, here we go. So you can add, I don't know if I've ever done this live. You can add pieces to it. You know, 100% add your own things to it. Save. So now, if I go into this and go to me, and I can add, I can upload. Say, edit, go to edit. We're going to add. Let's see here. Try to remember how to do this. Select more photos, please. Akbar. Now we can do it. There's a way to just add a photo to it. We gotta have Akbar on here. I'm sorry. It's a trap day. I can take one of myself. Huh. This is dumb. There's a way to just upload one. I've done it. Because that's how we got Pew Pew. A pew. Doing so many things live on this channel. I am. I know. I am. Those are the ones I've uploaded. Local gallery. Favorited. Yeah, it's the plus button. I'm not crazy. Take a photo. As I added them all in here. As I did a few. For those who are joining, I'm trying to add Admiral Akbar to here, and I thought this would be easy. Because I've done it before. Let me click this off. Let me open it back up. It's doing that thing where it's making you register each one of your damn pieces. There we go. There we go. It's a trap. Akbar. I should put the D&D Beyond symbol behind him. And then anyone can use it. Publish. All right, so it's waiting for approval. But there we go. We got Akbar on the screen now, everybody. There's another one that's really cool that I'm a big fan of. I don't know if they'll have it. But it's a black and white. It's a trap. This one here. Here, let me show you. I want this one. This is the one I was looking for. This here. This is so good. This guy does great font animation stuff. This one here. Look at this. Let me copy the GIF link. Let me put it in here and see if it works. It does. So we will... I'll do the same thing again. This is the one I was looking for. It's so... It's a trap. I'm going to do another one. Now I know how to do it. Hit plus. Take photo. Back. You got to do video. Plus. Take photo. I wish I could just give it access to all my photos. For some reason, I can't. I have to. It has to ask me every time. And I gotta refresh it again. Maybe I can do it in my settings. But yeah, there's some really good ones from him. All right, now we can do it. Take photo. Oh, wait. More photos. Done. Back. Animation. Add. Take photo. Done. There we go. I'm just gonna put Akbar. I'm just gonna put trap. Trap. Akbar. It's a trap. There we go. All right, so anyway, back to what we were doing before all this started up. So let's talk the nonsense. Let's talk the nonsense. This is what we're going to look at first here. So this is ridiculous. This is the dumbest thing to date. I think it is, at least. The amount of, like, trying to save face here is ridiculous to me. Hey everyone, the survey for OGL 1.2 feedback is now live. want to respond to a few topics we've seen pop up over the last day. First off, this is just good publicity for them. Sup, Eric? This is just good publicity for him. That's all this is. 125,000.3K views. It's going up like crazy. It's been quoted 109 times and retweeted 131. 406 likes. I refuse to like this garbage. But this is it. This is the part. Look. When you go into a negotiation with everybody else, you go into a negotiation, especially if I'm doing a new contract, the first thing you talk about within the first 5 minutes of conversation, maybe 10, is money. Because at the end of the day, a deal can only happen depending on the price of stuff. Eric is right. This is 100% a PR spin. You're telling me you're not going to tell us the fucking amount? You're just going to pretend everything is okay and that no one is upset with you and nothing is wrong? That's what you're going to do? This isn't 2001, 2002. But if I've ever seen corpo greed, this is megacorp dumb shit, even though they're not a megacorp. That is what this feels like. Anyway, it's just fucking infuriating. So, we've seen why there's no money. We'll make that clear in the next revisions. Hateful and harmful content is hard to define. As we know that this is a sensitive topic, we're taking it and your input seriously. We'll clarify the language around this in the next draft. Encourage specific feedback in the survey. Yeah, of course they're going to do that. Why the fuck wouldn't they do that? They're going to appease the mass. But the people who publish things outside of D&D are just going to get boned. Yeah, pre-Shadowrun Corp. 100%, Eric. 100%. So this is nonsense, my friend. This is the dumbest thing I've seen. We understand there's a spectrum between virtual tabletops and video games. The VTT policy will get updated, and we'd like to hear your thoughts. This is fishing, man. They're just... Let's see how much bait we got to use. If we don't have to use a lot of bait, we can get more out of it. We can get more out of them. And like I've said to some other people, this is just how much shit can we make people eat before they realize they're eating shit. Pretty basic. This isn't fucking rocket science. So we love what we're seeing so far. We want your feedback on OGL 1.2 playtest. Amazing teams. Feedback on OGL. This is not a playtest. You're fucking over people's livelihoods. You're screwing over the numerous companies that produce product. Now, if they hold the thing saying if you published already under OGL 1.0 A, I think it is, or 1.0, whatever it is, 1.0, and you can continue publishing things, we're not going to do anything to that, but moving forward, things will change. This is just nonsense. So, why'd you use white? God, this is bright. Fuck my life. How many questions is this? I hate surveys that don't tell you how many questions things are up front. Hate it. So let me pull up 1.08, thank you. Let me pull up something that I got. Give me a second. Due to industry and friends of industry and companies that I work for, here is what we really care about. Hey, look! They added the word draft. They added the word draft, everybody. Imagine that. Right? So here's where it's going to get great. This page, because I've looked through this already. I had this yesterday or the day before. This is nothing more than for fans producing content for D&D. Because they want their fans to make stuff. And the first outcry that came from, people who produce product in third-party publishing, They're mad because of the fact that it might get deauthorized, trying to take a cut of stuff they're already selling. But there was also a bunch of people who were like single person publishing things under the DMs Guild that were mad. Yeah, I know they did. Yeah, that's bullshit. You know what's a draft? A draft is when draft is on it. That's just normal politics. And this is also different. This is the introduction. The one that leaked was like, what was it, 60 pages? That wasn't a draft. That was lawyer doing work. And if it was a draft, it would have said draft on it. But the thing is when this stuff leaks, it happens for one of two reasons. One of two reasons that things leak like this. One, somebody inside is upset with what's going on, and they believe the people on the outside deserve better than what is about to come down on people outside of that company. And they do their best by sharing that content. There's obviously other edge cases, like they're pissed at their company or whatever, but someone was upset that Wizards was doing this, and they shared it from internal sources. Because it got shared to a lot of third-party people. It wasn't just the person who finally put it up online. There was a lot of people who got it. And we've been talking about this stuff since summer. And I have been very much aware of the possibility of this happening for a few years now, when they announced that they were going to do D&D 6th edition when they originally called it that. And I was like, oh, they're trying to make it more for video games and streaming. I've seen this before. This was 4th edition. But then this summer, during the campfires, basically all the conventions we go to, we drink after hours, you hear stuff. So that's the truth. The second way that this happens is it was an internal choice to leak it. Now, that's the conspiracy theory part of it, but if it was an internal source that leaked this, right, that means they can leak it and get away with it, and then they can control the entire theater of war that they're doing right now. Yeah, oh, we all did. Yeah, Eric, we all did. But everyone's been scrambling. That's the reason that Cobalt Press has been working on their own thing since this summer. I digress. So this part here is many ways to create Dungeons & Dragons viable to you. Core mechanics on page 56 through 04. And they basically label the system areas out of the system reference doc 5.1. But not the example used in those pages are licensed to you under the Creative Commons authorization or attribution 4.0. Internal CC BY, but goddamn, this all dates. This means that Wizards is not placing any limitations at all on how you use this content. So they go through, if you're going to do creator badges, these are the different creator badges they're thinking about using for things. Very, it's a trap feel. Don't these feel a little Imperial? This feels like the Empire. Am I wrong? It feels like the Empire, correct? They're changing their verbiage here. Notice of deauthorization of OGL 1.0a. The Open Game License 1.0a is no longer an authorized license. This means that you may not use this version of the OGL or any prior version to publish SRD content effective date. So they're going to put a date here. That's just normal things because they can just do a control shift search and change it, right? It does not mean that any content published previously under this version needs to be updated to this license. Any previously published content remains licensed under whichever OGL was in effect when you publish content. We kind of assumed it would be this way. It'd be so hard to retcon that far back and fuck everybody over. They could. And then they go into the breakdown of everything that's on here. I can't wait till the game lawyer gets a hold of this. He may have already done it. He may have already done it. Gosh. I'm just scrolling through here real quick because there's something specifically I'm like, what you own, this is what I was looking for. Your licensed works are yours. They may not be copied or used without your permission. Now, my understanding is anything that's published on the DMs Guild breaks that, though, right? That they own it. If I remember correctly. So, here's the weird thing, too. I don't know what you guys think about this. How is this going to affect companies that are I mean, I guess we know. Companies that are currently producing, they've been proven time and time again from some of the lawyers out there that deal in this and other companies that they can't really own anything besides intellectual property. And intellectual property are things that are more story or descriptive based, like Mind Flayer, Lithids, and so on. So they really can't own any of that. They can own the mark. They can own the D&D mark, the trademark, the branding look of it. So you can't like take that and slap it on everything. But there's nothing saying we can't make a 5e badge. They can't stop that. 5e means 5th edition. There's nothing they could do. We could just make a 5 logo inside of an E. There's really nothing they could do. Oh, really? So they say, yeah, so we'll go back. Anyway, I was just thinking, this is dumb. We own our licensed content and reserve all right to not expressly grant this license. You control your content. You can make your own content available under any terms you choose, but you may not change the terms under which we make our licensed content available. You must clearly indicate that your licensed work contains our licensed content under the license, either by including the full text of the license in your licensed work or by applying to the creator's products badge in compliance with the then current style guidelines. Okay. You may permit the use of your own content on any terms you want. However, if any license you offer to your licensed work is different from the terms of the license, you must indicate. So they basically are their ripple effect covering their asses. Warranties and disclaimers, nope. Modification, termination. We may immediately terminate your license if you infringe on our intellectual property, bring an action challenging our ownership of our licensed content, trademark, patents, violate any law in relation to your activities under this license, or violate. Wait, I'm sorry. They can terminate the license if you challenge them? What the fuck? So if you come to me and I use something called iLord, it is my version of an iTyrant, and I challenge you to it, you're going to be able to stop me and take my license away? I'm like, fuck. Dude, get out of here. You out your mind. What is going on with this company? Anyway. There's a similar area, you said? Where's this at? Let's find that. Where's the similar area at, Eric? We get us some more music here while we're doing that. Videos. We're gonna do playlist. We're gonna do the copyright-free horror music. Anyway, disclaimer of warranties and limitation of liability. You understand and agree that we are providing the licensed content as is, and we make no representation of warranty or any. So they don't warranty anything. Sounds right. Under lawsuits? Okay. Did I miss it? But you control warranties and claims. Oh, this part. This is what I was curious about. Age capacity to be bound. You are over the age you are over the age of majority, or if you're younger, have had your parent or guardian review these terms and agree. Sign your kids up. We're selling Pokemon cards. Make your parents sign before you sign this waiver. Get the fuck out of here. Authority. You have the power to and authority to enter into the license and perform obligations. No infringement. Your license does not and will not infringe on any third party's intellectual property rights or any of our rights not listed. Yeah, okay. No endorsement except okay. No illegal conduct. You will not violate the law in any way. Yep. No hateful content or conduct. This is the part people want. Look, if I have to explain the don't be a dick law to you, you don't get to make content. That's how that should be read. It should just say Wheaton's Law. Don't be a dick. It's pretty easy. Or if you don't like what is in the book, don't buy it. Don't read it. Just like I tell everybody, if you don't like my show, up on the right, there's an X button that you can click and turn things off. It's not my job. It's not my job. So I'm looking for laws. Governing law. Is this it? This one? The license and all matters relating to the interpretation and enforcement will be governed by the laws of the state of Washington, and any disputes arising out of or relating to this license will be resolved solely and exclusively through individual litigation in the state of federal courts located in the country in which Wizards or any successor has its headquarters. And these parties expressly consent to the jurisdiction of our courts. Each party hereunto irrevocably waives the right to participate in any class, collective, or other joint action aspect in the dispute. Are you kidding me? They're trying to stop a class action suit if you sign this. I'm not filling this out, by the way. I'm not going to fill out the survey unless in all of it just says don't be a dick over and over, and I just take pictures of Ares and Aztechnology and do text versions of them and fill out all the question surveys with mega corporations. How salty would they be if I did that? Oh shit, man. Oh, this is ridiculous. Waiver of jury trial. We and you each waive any right to a jury trial of any dispute, claim, or cause of action related to the arising of this out. What? What? Oh. So I'm looking for the one you were talking about, Eric. It's under lawsuits. Oh, yeah, that's what I was just reading. Modification of termination. May immediately terminate your license if you infringe. Yeah. May immediately terminate and license and infringe any of the intellectual property. I'll never make anything for 5e, man. Or 1D&D. I'm a Pathfinder fan anyway. We're only running Dragonlance for our love of Dragonlance. Like, we seriously talked in the background about gutting Dragonlance and running it under Pathfinder 2, or running like being super salty and running like under Savage Worlds, or running under the Fusion system or Cortex. We talked about it. But since we're going to be doing work with Beetle and Grimm, we wanted to support them. And I don't have a problem with third-party publishers. I work for one. I work for TPK Games. And I wanted to make sure that we were, you know, honoring third-party publishers and things like that. All the amazing people who make it out. So, I'm not going to read all of this. Like, I'll watch the license video later, but this is ridiculous. This is stuff I was very curious about. Like, if they're going to pull their license from Roll20. As gamers are big fans of VTT, we are announcing this new VTT policy as part of the rollout of OGL 1.2. We support the role VTT plays in tabletop. The ability to game remotely means that more people can game. And it's wonderful that people, thousands... This was written by somebody else. This whole section was not written by a lawyer. They tacked this in. Because this is not law-sounding. This is law-sounding. This is not law-sounding. Yeah, Eric, I was going to do that. I was really thinking about it. But since we're working with B&G, I didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? And we added a bunch of new rules. Like, we're not even playing 5e at this point. I'm using recovery dice extra rules. We're using wound and social sabotage rules that I did for, like, Game of Thrones style stuff. It ain't the same, man. We're not playing D&D. We're playing a D20 game that happens to have a fucking armor class. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. But anyway, what is permitted under this policy? This is the part I really care about. Using VTTs to replicate the experience of sitting down around the table and playing D&D with your friends. So displaying static SRD content is just fine because it's looking like it's just like looking in a source book. You can put the text of Magic Missile up in your VTT and use it to calculate your damage. So there's basically saying you can use the IP stuff when you're using VTTs because there's no way to really stop that. What isn't permitted are features that don't replicate your dining room table storytelling. If you replace your imagination with an animation of Magic Missile streaking across the board to strike your target, or your VTT infringes on the content into a NFT, that's not the tabletop experience. Who are you? Who the fuck are you to tell me what my tabletop experience is? Who the fuck are you? If my tabletop experience is a bunch of people dancing on a table with dice, pretending that dice are rain, or us using digital effects that I made to make it look like magic missiles across my VTT, who the fuck are you to tell me that I can't do that? This pisses me off more than anything else. Is a person who GMs live on air or GMs privately for paid clients or publicly for paid clients. This is BS. You have no right to tell me what my idea of tabletop is. You just don't. It's a hobby, man. It's a hobby. If I want to make something that looks like magic missiles with Wizards of the Coast penises flying through the air with green streaks behind them, you don't get to tell me. You just don't. You just don't. That makes me salty. That makes me really mad. Oh. May I make my VTT Owlbear token look like the one for the monster menu? No, we've never licensed visual depictions of our content. Yeah, obviously, don't steal art, whatever. We know that. Oh, I know. Oh, have you seen it yet, Eric? What? That's some off-screen NDA conversations, but I have a friend working on it because he is niche in virtual tabletop and Unreal Engine because they did it for another company, for like a big manufacturer, to do plant layouts and to show plant layouts and do walkthroughs and stuff like that. And they do live walkthroughs with bracelets on people. He also worked on the Disney Watch stuff where you could walk around and they can track you with your Disney Watch and so on. In case kids get lost at a park, he worked on all that stuff. I'm so salty right now. I own or operate a VTT. How does this affect me? If you're a VTT owner and operator who supports OGL products on our platform, you have the same obligations for VTT content than any other website. Yeah, whatever. You say this is a conversation. Does this mean the policy can change? Yes, we need your feedback. No, you don't. I'm so mad right now. This is nonsense to me. Like they can literally fuck off. I'm not filling this out either. Refuse to. I refuse to fill this out. Refuse. Eric, in case you didn't see this, this is our Dragonlance character guide for building that I made with a video for the dice rolls. Like it literally has the dice rolls in it. Right? So we made this. Our starting levels and everything else. Our books and rules that we're using. We're using Monstrous Might, TPK Games, Vault Aspire, MCDM. And then I did Defining Moment lineages. You'll notice some of the names in here, like Dragonbane, the Ironfeld name. Navajor is a throwback to one of our games for a Family of High Sorcery. That's more for just some internal fun. Easttide is from the something coming up in the books. Tharcassius is something that's deep hidden in lore. Slightly changed. Albinune, and these are all extra pieces. This is all extra stuff that we did to make the game work. Yeah, they're fishing for people. Yep, you got it. 100%. They're fishing for a hat that people tolerate. 100%. How much shit can we shovel before you won't eat the shit anymore? Political standing. We have like a first strike political standing GTO style or Game of Thrones style. Implementing wounds for 5e, Eric. I think you'd like this. So creatures that are 2 size categories larger than you, if they natural 20 you immediately have to make a death save. Immediately. Or you start dying. So I brought back save versus death for crits on really large creatures, so dragons, like it should be. Massive damage. When you take damage equal to total of your maximum hit points, you roll a DC Conn 15, or you receive a wound. And I'm doing half your total hit points. And then wounds are harder to heal. Each wound counts as a failed death save. If you don't heal them within 24 hours, they last weeks. But yeah. These are the wound table, our map, and then our setup for the days. And then we're making retainers and all that kind of stuff. So this is my what we're going to be doing for the game. But let's switch over. I'm going to get Adobe up because we got a couple more cards to make. So I've been trying to come up with good cards for stream loots that I either have made in other series or haven't made before that I like. And that's been, it's not hard, but it's definitely, I'm definitely wanting them to be universally, like in the way that they look, the way that they feel, how they function. And I'm working on making that a thing. So we've made a lot of cards yesterday, and I made a few after the show. And these will be played on stream, and the cards are universal between the two shows. So one card covers Monday's show and Tuesday's show. If Monday uses the card, Tuesday doesn't get their option, and so on. Here's what they look like. I think they turned out well. I wanted a combination of like heavy metal meets like Dragonlance, like heraldry and feels. So I went very monster heavy. So these are the cards. The way the cards are going to work for everybody who's new, or if you're watching this later, when a card is played, they go into a catalog, and the players and I can both see them. The card, you can use either your show's bonus, here or here. So Monday is orange, Tuesday is green. There's 2 versions of that card, right? Either one of them can use it. And then if you don't want to use that, you can add a D4 to any roll that is not a D20. So your damage rolls, your healing rolls, your recovery die rolls, whatever it is. You can add those to them to burn up cards. Because sometimes what I have learned on shows is that you don't always need a +2 to a roll. You don't always need a +2 damage to one attack. You don't always need this. Thanks, Katie. Well, Serving Hands, since you changed your name. You don't always need this. So I needed something that could be used whenever. So I did like my version of a Manticore. I got like the kind of Golem-esque looking faces on the side. I got satyr or ram's heads. I got a little bit of the Sphinx that is here. A skull with the snake in the corner. The little homage to some Vecna love. A magic mirror as well. I made this in a gold, so it stands forward. This number is going to be DCs if there's a DC, or they're going to be points that I get every time a card is used. And those points allow me to eventually spend them to use cards for myself, which I'm excited for. I'm basically going to get a villain pool. If you've played Marvel from Cortex System, or you've played what is it called? Betrayal House on the Hill, that little slide at the bottom. I'm going to have a slide when cards are used that unlock story movements. But I want players to use them. Like, it's going to that's the only thing. Anytime there's something negative, I worry about players not using the cards. Because they're like, we need to make sure something bad doesn't happen to us. And they won't use the cards. So I got to make sure I do that properly. So these two cards are the same. Monday show, +2 to a roll. To game, +2 to a roll, period. So this could be attack or anything. This one's specifically attack, right? We got +2 to charisma skill check, because there's going to be a lot of social. +2 to dex skill check, or a dex skill roll, because a lot of the rolls are skill or dex based. There are a few might as well. I did not specify that. I have the audiobook. I haven't read it yet. Is it good, Eric? What time frame is it? Is it in the same time frame as the adventure? Do you know? Because it was the same time frame as adventure. I'm very interested, actually. There, we'll get myself a little larger in this corner. Then we have inspiration. So I am not giving out inspiration normally in this game. I do like inspiration, but because this is Game of Thrones, and I've learned from my other systems of Stream Loot cards where I have had hero points that they just have so many they never run out. So if you want an inspiration and you didn't do anything for it, you can have one by hurting yourself. It's war. Which time frame do you know? I'll move this up a little bit. I like to make these match distances. It looks better. So you can take an inspiration for 2d6 hit point damage. And these numbers are going to change. I haven't solidified what these numbers are yet, right? So that's our common so far. Let's go back. And then the original ones, by the way, just had this. And Katie, or you and I were talking. You really like the art. This is what it looks like without the art. See how it's got the texture? Like you can... Let me click it. You can see behind it. I have this piece. This gray, cracked stone. Right? To give it that edge. It jumps, okay. I'm just wondering if it takes place during the same time frame. I was surprised that this adventure is during basically canon of the original books. I was kind of surprised that that's when this adventure takes place. And they don't even give you a date for this adventure. Something I mentioned earlier shows up. What's that? So random potion, gain 1 spell slot. Gain a spell slot back, gain 1 potion. And this spell slot, right? The spell slot, they roll a d6 is how that works. So if there's ever, what do I get back? This is what you get back. You roll a d6 for it. Or it'll be the number down here. Okay. Extra attack, extra track. This is one of the cards that are universal. Elemental condition, 5 damage per round. Think of this like a bleed condition. Now, I'm going to watch it, or I'm going to listen to it. I just haven't had time. D6, social roll. Any social roll that you do, you can do a reroll. And all these have art behind them. Most of them are screenshots from movies and stuff. Except for this one. This is Raceland. Wild Magic Storm. I gotta make a Wild Magic table. If anyone knows of a really good 5e Wild Magic table, I'm totally down for that. I would love to have that. You can ping me on Discord. Hold on here. I don't think I've added this yet to this show. We can do this quick though. Invite people. Edit invite link. Never. Try a new link. Copy. I'm curious. I'm curious. Let me make a new one of these. Let's see if it works. This YouTube stuff has been very, very finicky. Very finicky. Let me just see if it works. Nope, already doesn't work. This is so infuriating. So basically, for this to work, the Stream Deck to work, I have to quit the Stream Deck and I have to reopen it. Because for some reason, it doesn't function. I don't know what's causing the API problem. But there is an API problem. So now it'll work because I rebooted it. But if you want to join Discord and you got a wild magic idea, you can put it in our tabletop chat there. Make sure you click the read me sections if you're not in there already. But yeah, I'm excited for the Wildstorm. So I'm looking for any Wildstorm magic. It starts and builds a story. Awesome. It was a necessary thing, I think, the inside art. It was too bland without it. Because, like, here, I can show you. Here's what they look like without them. It's okay. They're not bad. But it just adds enough textural difference in the background to really make them something cool. Critical hit. Negate critical hit. This one's going to be fought over. I guarantee these two cards are going to get fought over. Because they're going to want to stop this stuff. And they start neutral. These two shows start neutral to each other. But I know how this is going to go. And there's no way that they stay neutral to each other. There's no way. They're either going to group up or fight it out. That's my guess. Deific Healing, you just get 100 hit points back. Deific Harm, 14 to 6 necrotic. This is one of those ones where down here, I'm going to put a DC. Right? So it's going to be like DC. That's a good question. I need to look up Acrobat. Hold on here. I'm going to pull up Acrobat. If you do GM 5e content, there is a GM screen. DM cheat sheet screen. This is 2.0. There might be a new one by now. I'm not sure. But this individual makes my favorite GM screen. Because he has the tables up here for trivial, moderate, hard, impressive. So this is difficulty classes, and this is skill. Right? Pretty good. But if you scroll through here, let me put this on scroll. Where are we at? Where are we at? There we go. This has all of our skills. I told the players to have this open because it'll help them too. What I don't know if it's in here is I'm wondering if they have DC by level. There really needs to be a DC by level. I love that they have that for Pathfinder. They have encounter building, which CRs are broken in 5e. I don't really use them anyway, to be honest. I don't believe in them. Never have. There's no DC by level? Huh. Well, I guess we can reverse engineer it. Because, so you gotta figure. Let's pull this up. Let's do D&D 5e. D&D 5e DCs by level. Because we don't want to screw people too much. No one ever made a chart, huh? Nobody made a chart? Yeah, I have this chart. That doesn't mean shit to me. Well, this chart doesn't mean anything. Ability check DC based by level. Is this it? Here we go. It's based by task, not the one attempting it. All right. Fine. Fine. We're going to do this the other way. We're going to do D&D spell DCs. Because this deific one, I need a DC on, right? And we want to kind of figure out how that's going to look. So spell DCs, if I remember correctly. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. That's what I thought. Does proficiency bonus add in? Yeah, it does. See, this is why I think they should have one based on level. Because there's a proficiency bonus. Anyway. So, let's say this is we'll use this chart. So, easy is green, moderate is blue, hard I think is going to be our one in between. Especially since they could modify some stuff. So, hard. So, let's say it's DC 20. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, you should get messed up. It's a deific healing, for Christ's sake. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take this. I'm going to move a copy up. And we're going to make this DC. Right? And we're going to down the size. Eric, are you picking up the Beetle and Grim box set? I know you said it's pricey, you weren't sure. I'm excited for it. Well, I wouldn't worry too much. This is their card. They don't take it. They do this to somebody else. They do that to somebody else. Maybe it goes down here. I'm going to abbreviate it, I think. Might have to change the font for this. I might not be able to use the same font. It might be too much. We're going to have to see if it's visible. You know what I mean? Let's escape. Let's go like this. What? Oh, because it's in the folder. It's not bad. I'm just afraid when it's on screen, you're not going to be able to read it. It's so small. Huh. I think I have more space at the top. And these, I might have to just adjust some stuff. Let's move this out of here. Let's move this to here. Like so. It's going to get rid of that background. And we'll copy this layer style. And we'll paste it. And then we'll adjust it. Right? But I kind of want to... Right? Kind of. I want to make it bigger. I want it to be about that sized. So that might mean we need to move... On cards that have the DCs... I think we just move it. You know what I'm saying? And we just move it. Yeah, I want these centered, though. They look bad if they're not centered. In the circle, I should say. Could do that. CDC. Conn DC. The other thing we could do is edit this. And we could get rid of the pattern overlay. I think the drop shadow is a necessity anymore. I think just the stroke is a necessity. Pattern overlay. You need just enough texture that it hits it all. And then this just might need to go down a size. Like so. And then we can kind of center it at the bottom. Because this is still highly legible. And now we can transform this. I think this will work. Bump it up one. There we go. I think this is the only thing I don't like is that it's bumping here. It's like the only thing I'm not a fan of. Might have to downgrade it again. And make sure this matches. And then we'll just copy these for all of them. For any of the ones that are going to have like a DC in them. There we go. Right? Because even here, you know that's a 20 still. And when it's on your screen, they should be pretty legible. The other option is I keep this and I do DC in a different font that is more readable. Let's copy this. Let's go back to here. Let's turn this one off. Let's paste this in. Right, so now we got, oh shit. Let's paste it in, we got full size. And then let's play with the CDC one again. Conn DC. Cut, paste in place, turn this one off. Maybe we'll just change the font. I might make it this font. Here. Which I think was broadsheet. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. What's the face for, Serving Hands? Reactions and stuff are on too. Feel free to use those if you want. I did leave those on. I mean, I guess it could be outside the frame. I don't know if it really matters. Right? The other option is this goes here. And I make a little plaque that goes here. Or this goes here. And I make a little plaque that goes there underneath it. Ooh, I kind of like that. It'd be really easy to do. We'll do it right now. Let's just test it. We want shapes. We want rectangle. Like so. Right? We want... We want a color. Boom. Okay. We're going to reduce the size of this because 10 is way too much. Hello. Could you hear that too, Serving Hands? Okay. We want the background to be this color here. Right. And then we're going to round color corners a touch like that. Okay. And we're going to transform this oh, fuck that up. I want to squish it. Squish it. Squish it good. And then we're going to add a piece to this. And we're going to do the same thing we've done for the background. So I'll just go down here. We're going to copy this effect. And we're going to rasterize it. So that we don't have to keep doing it. Now I'm eventually going to rasterize all these layer styles too to clean it up. And I'll leave the base one on the left. What's up, AW? How are you, buddy? You missed yesterday. We did a ton yesterday. I'll show you in just a sec. So now we go in here. We are going to texture. Let's scale it down. Right? Bevel and Boss. Bring the size in. We might have to paint on this a little bit to make it dark enough. Hit OK. We're just going to rasterize the layer, but not the style. We're going to grab a brush. And we're going to grab some of the darker colors here. We need this to be lighter. We just want some pockets of depth. Right? To make it feel like it's that beaten style that we've seen everywhere else in this dock. Let's grab another color here. Grab this orange. It's like I do this for a living. Okay. Grab this orange. We're going to really hit it all. Like 25% or so. Oops. We're gonna do a couple of layer effects to this. So now I got that placard for the font. And then we're going to put a stroke on it. Wrong one. Stroke. We're going to do not gradient. We're going to do a normal color. We're going to color pick this brown that we use for everything. And then we're going to outside. And we want it at 100% opacity. And we want it at normal. About like that. We're going to do an inner shadow. I'm going to drop this all the way down. No distance. We just want to give it enough to give it depth. We're going to color pick this again, but we're going to drop it about that far down below to darken it. And then we're going to try 2, 3. Choke it a touch. And then gradient overlay. That should give us our texture. Let's do purples. I want to try something here. Purples. Normal. Nah. Nope. Hit okay. And then we're just going to adjust where it is. So we'll go back to this. How you doing, AW? Anything fun in your neck of the woods? Transform the size. And now we're gonna mask it. So we're adding it to this, right? So I'm going to add a mask. Get a brush. And we're gonna do a little carving here. How do I want to do this? I'm going to do it with a pen tool. So we're going to go up, in, to the middle, back up, down, bring this back to connect it. We'll try one more time. I'm not happy with that. Let's go here to here to here to here. You'll see what we're doing with this in just a sec. We're going to drop this line all the way down. No fill. As a matter of fact, we'll blank it. Oops. We're going to put this up a point just so we can see it, right? But what we're really going to do is select it, go to here, brush. Oops, I got to change it. Put it at 100%. We're going to knock out this bottom to give it some shape. Right? It might be too bright of a gold. It might be too bright of a gold. I'm a little worried about that. I have to knock it down a touch, I think. And I think it needs a drop shadow. Drop shadow. Yeah, that's what we're missing. Let's downgrade all this stuff. Just need some depth. We're gonna do multiply. Doesn't really need a spread. It just needs distance to separate it. We're gonna up this up. And we're going to grab this dark color and we're going to bring it down into that dark color. All right. And then we're going to do an overlay. Again, we need to... This is a little too cheesy looking to me. I think I want to knock out the corners. How you been, AW? Anything new? Just tattering the edges a little bit, guys. So it's not as clean. I think it is going to need inner shadow cranked up a bit or something here. Something's missing. The gradient that everything else gets is this. Right? Maybe darken? Multiply? Soft light? Soft light. That's what I used. Crank it down. Something's off. I don't know what it is, but something is off. Yes, I want to continue watching. I'll show you all the cards here in a minute at AW. We made a ton yesterday. I don't know if I like the gradient overlay. I think I want a color overlay. And I think I want it to be like this orange color. It should be darkened. Until it matches. There we go. Boom. That looks pretty good, right? Now the question is, I'm going to copy this. Okay. We're going to go back to here. Very first one. Go to here. Go to here. Above this. Paste in place. Right? Just so we have it. We may not be using it, but it's there. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. I'm going to rasterize the layer. First, I want to move it. This can go away, though. That was just to make an outline. I want to move it. I'm curious. I'm tempted to put it here. Cover that bottom up. And shrinking it. I just don't know what spot looks better. Online with that. Yeah. All right. That's perfect. All right. We're going to delete this one. And we're going to paste this in place. And now it's in line with that bar and it covers the flower. It looks like it matches. It's got the drop shadow. It fits the piece. It's a good match. It feels in place, right? So for this one, we literally do the same thing. We literally go above the numbers and go like this. Yeah, yeah, it is a little easier to see, but it doesn't need to be that legible. It just needs to be readable. You mean the fact that it breaks the circle? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you mean? I think it reads fine here. Oh, yeah, it was too low. I needed the red blood spot to separate it. But I think it looks good. I mean, the lines match. It's the same kind of line work. The shadows are there. It's tattered. CDC fits. And then, like, now you test it. So you click off. And you also try the other pieces, right? So your other saves are a W. And I'll have to get bumped, but it'll fit. An S. A D. We have charisma. Ooh, how am I going to do charisma? So I can't put CADC. I'd have to put an H in here. I'll make it fit. Because we have Conn and charisma. Strength, dex, Conn, wisdom. Oh, intellect. Looks good. Boom. I can't see things having a charisma DC, but it might. It might. We don't know. So we'll save this. All right, AW. You ready? You ready? These are all of our cards. So we got 5, 10, 15, and then 20. And I want 30 for the show. I have 5 that I'm not going to show that are hidden. It looks good. This is all of them. But what I really wanted to showcase for y'all who show up to this show that are so awesome, I have been working hardcore. This is the Matrix. This is the Matrix. I also have a Matrix for the other colors. I put it position 5, 5, and 4. 4 is the least likely to be used. But here's what it looks like, because I want you guys to be able to see this. So this is me by myself. We've seen this frame. We all know this frame. Right? So I can now click bats and switch cams. Because it carries between them all. It's universal now. And I can click bats and go to 3. And I can still swap who that is. Right? Guess 4. And it goes away. Now, the only thing I did change, because I'm worried about real estate, what is this? Feel better? Feel better serving hands? And we can go to 4 cam. Hold on, everybody. At least want to stay for this. So guest 3 didn't load right. And I've noticed this is a problem. I might have to go back to the other version, but we'll see. But 5 cam. This is all of us. The map will go in the right-hand corner. Ready, though? Let's just say we have a different guest that's in green. They'll go in guest 5 spot for green, right? But let's say guest 5 is orange. Or guest 4 is orange. Look at the orange. Let's say we have a guest 5. So we have a guest 5. We're good to go. Right? 1 through 5 is the other show. If the guest is from the other show, Or if it's someone who appeared on the other show, I have a 5th cam, which is guest 10. I have them all. Now that pop-up like that is because I have them on load on startup, because I didn't want all of the scenes loaded when I'm not using them. And if we go back to 4cam, I can hit bats. And it transitions them out, and I can turn it off in the background. So now I just got to make my map scenes. We have all 5 cams are ready to go now. We have all 5 scenes, right? And it pushes them away. Boom. And it does that weird load. It's the only thing I don't like. See how it pops that? I don't like that. So I either have to hide it with bats or I have to keep it on and hope that we don't come into an issue for loading in browsers. But I'll test that theory. I'll test that theory once I have maps in and running. But for now, I can just cover it. I can just cover it. And I can have my 5 cam preloaded. So this is what we're looking at. And it's all through this matrix. I'm gonna have to save all this stuff because I don't want to risk it. But you'll notice when I click subs, it works right now because I reloaded it. So yeah, serving hands. Go lay down if you're not feeling well. No big deal. I got about an hour left on this show. I'm gonna do a little bit more card design. I really am trying to figure out what cards I want to add. Before you go, Katie, is there any cards you knew offhand that you wanted to see on the show from other shows? Was there anywhere you're like, ooh, I hope that's in the next show? That does cover all mistakes. That is a fact. Where's that handkerchief? I have a handkerchief to wipe my mustache off. So I don't drip all over myself. Oh, for those who were... The hoodie? It's the old Guild of Calamitous Intent. From Venture Brothers. All right, yeah, think about it. I was just curious. I want 30 in total. We're at 20, and I have 5 that are good to go. I didn't go through. I apologize. I didn't go through all these. We have Wildstorm, critical hit, negate critical hit, reverse version for the other show. Deific heal, deific harm. This logo in the background is the god of destruction. Assassination attempt. I know they're going to fight over that. This is going to be a DC card as well. All right. So we're going to bundle this. And this is going to be DCs. Okay. And we're going to copy. Click. And we're going to go all the way up to numbers because it's got to be above numbers and paste. And this is going to be a... See ya! Maybe I'll get my own deific heal. I hope so. Hope you feel better. Thanks for supporting. Let's see here. What would assassination attempt be? I think con save, right? Let's look up the 5E assassin ability. D&D 5E assassin ability. Assassinate. No, we don't want an assassin monster. Subclass is what we're looking for. Let me put this on screen a little better so we can all see it. So I can put it above me. Oh, there, sure. Oops, wrong thing. Assassinate. Level 1. Your deadliest. Starting at level 3, you're the deadliest when you get the drop on your enemies. You have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken turn in combat. Well, that's not really a murder ability. Death Strike, that's what it's called. '17th level, you become a master of instant death when you attack and hit a creature that is surprised. Must make a Constitution saving throw DC 8 plus your 8 plus your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus. On failed save, double the damage of your attack against the creature. We're going to do this. I'm going to copy this. What I think I'm going to need to do, I'm going to go to here. Our cards list. We need to do this. We need to do assassination. Oh, you missed it. I'll show you again here, bud. This is going to be a... This is going to be a epic. Here's all the cards. We're working on assassination attempt right now. CDC, DC 20. You double your damage with it. That's Arya Stark murdering somebody in the background. So here is all the cards. So each show has a side to the card. When the card is used by that show, the other show doesn't get it. This is a die that they can add to any roll that isn't a D20 roll. Okay. This is going to be a number spot that is used for a bunch of stuff. So for me, there'll be like, it could be an initiative number, like just a static number. It could be if I need a random number for a die roll. If it is something that they do and a random die roll is needed. If it's points that build in the background for me for one of the shows, there's going to be numbers here. So we got +1. So those are reversed, right? For Monday show, Tuesday show. Monday show, Tuesday show, which is plus to charisma skill roll, plus to dex roll, right? I'm not giving out inspiration. The only way they get inspiration is they have to use one of their bonds, ideals, or flaws in a scene to get themselves inspiration. Or they can ask for inspiration using this card and they take 2d6 damage. Right? Go back. This is the base one that I made for all of them. Scroll down. Rare. You'll notice there's D6s for rare, so they can either do a D6 to any roll that's not a D20 roll. So extra damage, extra healing, spell damage, whatever, to raise damage numbers in general. Random potion. Gain a spell slot back. In this case, they would, if it's a spell slot, they roll a D6. Or I might make this number up to what level. That's how you're supposed to give out inspiration. But it has to make sense in the scene. If it doesn't make sense in the scene, then I won't allow it. I have some special stuff in the background for bonds, ideals, and flaws too that I'm going to be doing. We have some special things. Reverse version for the other show. This 20 will get replaced. These are just placeholders. Gain extra attack. Obviously, same for the show because everyone's going to fight over that one. Elemental condition. It does 5 damage around. Elemental condition, 5 damage around. So down here, we need to add our DCs. Check this out. I just made this. So we scroll up here. Go to here. Control paste. Oh, shit. Why is it not doing it? I might have to go grab it from another one. Let me grab them. Copy. I just made this like 2 minutes ago. Paste in place. So now I have a DC modifier, and then this becomes a DC. Since this is a blue, so we did 20 for our purples, right? So we'll go up here. We're gonna do 15s. I do believe in between DCs too. But this one in particular will be a 15. Right? And then I don't know what DCs should be. What DC should it be? Elemental DCs to put things out. To put things like to stop an elemental effect. What, like, if there's static elemental conditions that are going on in a piece. So D&D 5e constant damage. Let's just see. These are homebrew. What spell does it? What spell does constant damage, like over rounds? Shocking Grasp doesn't. Burning Hands doesn't. If the house is burning and they want to douse the flames. No. Elemental condition modifier. It's to apply to somebody when you hit them. Witch Bolt? That's a good call. So, on hit, D12. Each turn, on your duration, you choose your action. Yeah, but you choose an action just to do it automatically. There's no save. I need one that has a save, like a burning consistent thing. Like, let's look up burning. All right, look up fire elemental. Let's see here. It ignites until a creature takes an action to douse it. The target takes... Okay, so it just takes an action. So there won't even be a save. There won't even be a save. So we don't even need this for this. This is just an action to douse it. Boom. Problem solved. What I can do is put one action. Right? And then we can turn this back on. And we put douse. End. Oops, I did that wrong. End. There you go. One action to end. Yeah, but I like the idea of it just doing it until someone takes an action to put it out. So that's done. And people know what that is. That's simple, right? All the information's on the front of the card. Reroll social. This is just going to be a random point. Basically, any social roll you get to reroll. So we get into the spicy stuff now. I need a good wild magic table. AW, if you have a good wild magic table, throw it in Discord. I've been trying to find a good one that I like that I can modify. Because I'm going to change the rules for it a little bit. Where you can spend recovery dice and do some fun things with that. But if you can find a good wild magic storm, and then also think about cards that you would like to see for the show. They need to be universal. They can work for each show. I want things that make sense, but they need to be more than just like a real basic version. What do you mean, and no randomness? No, I'm okay with the wild I'm okay with a random storm rolling in. I'm all right with that. Because I'm going to make it a D10 table to represent the number here. Or I'll put a number here if I need to. I'm okay with randomness for it. Because I'm thinking about taking our Magic 8 Ball and making the Magic 8 Ball the Wildstorm. So when you type 8 Ball, right? Like this. Oops, I did that wrong. And even if you send me one that looks good, yeah. 8 Ball says the heavens point to you. I might make a Magic 8 Ball version of our Wild Magic Storm. Maybe. I want some cool stuff. Heavy metal, though, is what we're looking for. Heavy metal. Oh, I do have something else to show people. I did my first sketch of our hand. I did it in a really rough ink style. This is my first sketch of what I'm doing for the logo. I just did it in marker, like a soft marker. But I think this is the style we're going to go with. Just as so people know what we're doing. I mean, I've worked up some Wild Magic stuff. I want it to be storms that roll in. I'm going to use it with the moons because Corinne has 3 moons. There's the good aligned gods, the neutral, and the evil. The evil moon you can't see unless you're aligned to one of them. So I want to do something with the storms. The new lunar sorcery is in there. That's the kind of stuff I'm thinking about doing, like the heavy metal, blood sacrifice, over the top, electrical storms, shit like that. Like I want like environmental changing stuff as well. I can make a table. I'm just looking for ideas. So the next one is the critical hit. We're going to negate critical hit. This is going to get fought over. Guarantee it. The opposite version for the other show. Deific healing, 100 points. Deific harm, 14d6. It's a DC 20 con save. If you hit somebody with this, or they take the 14d6 necrotic. This is the god of destruction for Corinne. Here's the opposite version. And then this is the assassination attempt. You can do an assassination attempt. You do double damage, and they have to make a DC 20 con save or die. Start dying immediately. Right? Yeah, but if it would fall under Wild Magic, would it just be on that chart? And we have Legendary. Defy death. Deal 100 damage. Plus 100 damage. I should probably make a save for this, I think. So it doesn't outright murder. But I think that it should be... I don't want an airship in Corinne. Dragons, maybe. There's no, I mean, I guess there are Tinker Gnomes. That's actually feasible. But why would it just show up? Like at that part, it would have to make sense. No, it's not save or die. I mean, this is massive damage, though. They're already going to be making it under our rules that we have. But this is, the DC is going to go 25, I think, is the next step. Yeah, 25. Like, this is a legendary. It should damn near kill anybody. Should immediately put them in a dying. Yeah, it's huge. Well, so you got to remember. Let me save this. You have to remember, we have our new rules in effect, right? So massive damage, when you take damage equal to half your total maximum hit points, you roll DC Con 15 or receive a wound. They're already going to take a wound from this if it doesn't kill them outright. And then you would go into dying. And every time you take a wound, one of your death saves is gone, null and void. If that card gets played on a monster, because that's versus the monsters, it's not versus them. That is versus the monsters. But I gain points during the season, and I can then take that card and fucking use it. I'm also adding some GM cards. There will be some GM cards as well. But, yeah, it's deadly, right? And then there's 2 versions. Boom, boom. Ooh, this is wrong. That's spelled wrong. Should be H-E-R. This is what Todd was talking about. Herald of Takesis. Switch these around. Herald! You are Herald of Takesis. Herald. She names you. Herald. Takesis. This is going to be great for the show. I'm so excited for this. Because if they play it, it happens to the other show. If they play it, it happens to the other show. Same for this one. Give them a level of exhaustion too. No, I don't think I need to do that. I thought about it, but it's a stream. If this was a tabletop one, I would probably do that. But they get a wound, you have to roll here. So other bad things happen to them, so I don't want to put exhaustion right away. Now, I might change the rules as we go through and play. So that's everything so far. So if you can think of some cards that you think are fitting, I want 30 cards out of the gate start. I have 5 secret cards that I'm not going to showcase yet. I've also downloaded a bunch of audio too. A bunch of audio. Like, let me pull up my clips here. I got to convert them all. But let me pause that, right? We'll go through these. We'll use group music. That's fine. Let me know if you can hear these. So there's that. Right? We have Dragon Landing. These are for the cards. Pretty good. We have a Moan. Okay. We have a Roar. I need to see what that's going through. Music. Music, okay. So I like that one. Roar 2. Let me chop these down a little bit. This one is long, but I figure I can chop some good stuff out of it. This is 4 minutes and 25 seconds of clips of just a dragon talking.
I can smell you.
So I think I'm going to chop all these into individual ones.
I can hear you.
Right?
I can
These are good.
sense you.
Hi, Fiona. 4 minutes and 25 seconds.
Well, what do we have here? You cannot hide from me.
So I'm about to clip these off.
Smell the fart you just did.
It's okay.
Somebody farted.
So that's a bunch of those. Evil Laugh. Evil Laugh 2. Let's trying to find a female evil laugher that's Kisis one. This is my favorite, I think. Got a growl. I got 2 more, I think, here. It's AF on. I have to change that. Armor bite. So I figure that'll be good for the damage cards. And then shadow attack. So we got at least a couple audio ones that we can use. So I'm excited for that. I just don't know what other cards I want to design. I'm not sure. I really don't know. But overall, those are good. When you're back, AW, I'll show you the matrix and all this stuff and how it works. Excuse me. I think this is a pretty solid set of them. I want more commons. Commons are the hardest ones to design. Like, easily the hardest ones to design. I might have just fucked up this bottom. I did. Edit, redo. Edit, redo. Damn it. There we go. Let me go back up here. So let's take a look at these. I'm trying to balance them between all the different versions that we're making. Okay. So let's look through the greens really quick. We have damage, bonus to roll. So 1 damage, 1 bonus to roll. 2 bonuses to rolls. 1 skills, charisma skills, the other is dexterity skill rolls. Inspiration. So we are missing spell casting in here. Raise DC 1. Raise DC by 1. I think that's a pretty good universal card. Because everybody is going to have DCs, class or not. Raise DC by 1. Pretty good. Simple, clean. We'll have to find a new piece of art. I'm going to move it down so they're roughly the same distance. Ah, damn it. Come on. Come on. I want it to be the same distance. There. So we got that. Boom. That looks good. So we need art. Pull up my list of Dragonlance art. Dragonlance. Wizard art. I'm really just thinking about throwing Raceland here. But there's other mages. I want a black robe. Black robe wizard. Thanks, Fiona. Let's see here. What's a good wizard? Ooh, yeah, no, I think I used that earlier. There's not a lot of black robe wizard art. Thanks, JD. If you have any ideas for cards, let me know. He was once killed, but is now resurrected and serving. That's an old school one. This is a classic image. Classic image. All right. Now we're going to change this to luminosity. 65%. Delete this one. JD, I'll give you the rundown. Here's how they work. Ready? Pretty simple. This needs to be changed to a D4. So, when a card is played in the upper right-hand or upper left-hand corner, there is a number. If they don't want to use a card, they can blow a card to get a D4. Right? Blow a card to get a D4. And they can add to anything that's not a D20 roll. So damage, healing, recovery dice, you name it. As long as it's not a D20 roll, they can add it. Okay? Monday show orange, Tuesday show green. This is a number that I'll be using for stuff, or it'll be a DC. So you can see there's reverse of them. So that if Monday uses this card, it's gone for Tuesday. If Tuesday uses this card, it's gone for Monday. These are our commons. So you got attack, +2 to attack, +2 to a roll, any roll. This is a big one. Then you got +2 to a charisma skill roll, +2 to a dex skill roll. Those reverse. I'm not giving inspiration out unless they use bonds, ideals, and flaws appropriately. So they have to do 2d6 damage themselves if they spend this one. Raise DC by 1, raise DC by 1, universal. When one uses, the other doesn't get it. Right? You'll notice that when we go down, we go into our rares. Same thing. D6s now, if they want to blow a rare card, then get a D6. 1 random potion, 1 spell slot. 1 spell slot back, 1 random potion. These numbers are placeholders for now until I decide what I want to put there for those. Gain an extra attack, universal. Elemental condition, 5 per round, universal. 1 action to end it. So we added these nice little placards at the bottom, so you can see what that is. But it takes 1 action to end it. They can add that to any attack. They just have to make it make sense. Reroll a social roll, right? And go all the way to the beginning of our epics. I'm looking for good Wild Storm ideas. I told AW this as well. I want it to be like heavy metal, electrical storms, fire in the sky, over the top wild magic storm that comes through when wild magic is casted, or AKA when magic is casted. This will happen. I'm going to use the 3 phases of the moon to determine kind of how that works and why. That's my game plan. Currently, that's my game plan. On top of that, what else do we have here? We have our critical hit, negate critical hit, reverse version, deific healing, 100 hit points, deific harm, 14 d6 necrotic, DC 20 con save, reverse version. And then we have our assassination attempt. This does double damage when you deal damage to somebody, save DC, or immediately go into dying state. That's for the players to use. I'm not using it on them, right? But then we get into our epics. Defy death, deal 100 damage. And with our rules for our massive damage save stuff here, when you take damage equal to half your total hit points, you roll a DC Con 15 or receive a wound. And then a wound counts as a failed death save. So then if you also go into a dying state and you have 2 wounds, you only get 1 save or you're dead. Really cuts down that like popping up and down. I might add, AW talked about exhaustion earlier. I think actually when you get up from having a wound, you have exhaustion. I think I might add that. That's something I think I'm going to add to this. Let me make a little note to myself. Under my Dragonlance, D-Lance. We're going to do it in... Is it this one? No. I'll put it down here. Change rules so wounds cause exhaustion on getting up. I'll look up rules for that. Anyway, back to our things. So we have that deific damage. Then we have a reverse version. Herald of Takesis and Lord of Soft's Knights. When that's played, it affects the other show. When these are played. And I think all cards are going to be craftable. For people who want to like break things apart and craft, if that's where they're really looking for a way to spice the show up, I think everything's going to be craftable. I have 5 special cards that are going to go out that aren't, I'm not showing those yet, but those are going to go out as well. So that's a card. So if you can think of any that you want to add, obviously you can see that it goes D4, D6, D10, D12 if they want to blow a card to do damage. Yeah, I'm really excited for him. I've downloaded a bunch of audio already. So if you have any ideas for him, I'm all ears. Now, with that said, I know you stream. You want to see the Matrix? You ready for this? That's the Matrix for the show. This is the Matrix for position 5 and 4 on each show. And this is before I'm doing maps this weekend because I got to do a little more extra stuff for them. But I'll go to it and show you how it looks. You ready for this? So we're going to turn all of these off. We're only going to have this on. You ready? So we're going to go to me. So this is me. Right? I'm going to go to cam 2. So I can start the bats, hit cam 2, and select who it is. Guest 1. Right? Pretty good. Talk to guest 1 for a while. Everything looks good. You like how it looks. And then you can be like, all right, well, I want to invite on blah, 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 whoever the next person is. So I click it, go to the next one, and pick who it is. You've seen these so far. See how this isn't loading, though? That's the only thing I have to fix. And it's because I changed the load times on the frames, because I didn't want them to be... I didn't want 10 links running in the background if I don't have to, but I might have to do it. I might have to load them. It's an easy fix. I'm not too worried about it. Bats, work on all screens. Go to the next one. There's our next person. Right? But then we have our 5 cam. For our 5 cam, we can have position 4 be one of them, right? So we can have this be one of them. Like this. See how that doesn't... I hate that. Let me try that again. So it can be guest 4. But I added a 5th position. I added a 5th position. Because I wanted a way to have a 5th guest if needed. But I also made it so that I can make the 4 cam also whatever I want. It could be another person from the green show, right? But let's just say there's no 5th person. But let's say I want guest 4 to be someone different for the show. Like, let's just say I don't want it to be this person. Right? I want it to be an orange. And now it's orange. And I can select any person from that show. So I'll not do the bats, so you can just see it. So this would be guest 1 from one show. This is, I know it says a different number. Guest 7, which is guest 2. 8, which is 3. 9, which is 4. And then if they have a special guest, this would be the special guest spot. Right? And then we'll have map frame versions of all these as well. which is what I'm working on this weekend. I already know how I'm doing it. But today I figured out how I can switch between the two shows in one button. So I'm going to be able to use one set of overlays for everything. I mean, everything. So I'm going to be able to click a button and it will change all these green overlays you see to orange, including this color in the background. We'll also change the orange. So I'll be able to, before the show starts, click a button, switch everything to orange, use the same set of overlays, and select all the guests. And then my second stream deck, right now, is going to be for audio, like it always has been. So let me switch something here. Okay. So I'll be able to do all my stream stuff. God damn it, this is annoying. So there's a problem with Elgato with chat. So with chat, these buttons that you see on screen here, when you click them, you get a yellow problem. And I have to reboot. Literally have to reboot the dang overlays. Or sorry, the stream deck to get these to work. It's like they time out with the API. Really annoying. Really annoying. So I gotta find a workaround for that. But everything else, I mean, you got your grid, matrix grid here, your matrix grid here. Then when we go back here, I will have this says green. I have bats button here, but there will be a orange folder with all the orange stuff with a reverse version of this for orange. And then a reverse version of this for orange. And green. I am going to drag these around though. I kind of want 4 position to be here, to be honest, because I want 4 to be before the 5. It does work. It's just, so like, this shouldn't be a problem. This is stupid. And then like, if I'm just going to type something in chat to show that I'm still active, right? It still doesn't work. The only way to do it is reboot it. Someone said, if you go into here, there is a stream deck piece that you can restart that isn't the entire deck. It's one of the system services, and you reboot that service, and it works. And I'm not sure what that is. Like, I'm going to have to read up on it. But it's definitely the call to action from the Elgato deck to Google for the API. Because if you look at these and you click them, it's your email. And I've tried like changing the email and screwing with it and stuff like that. I've deleted it, I've made a new button, but even if you make a new button, it doesn't do a call to action. Like, you have to reset something. And someone said there's a reset in here somewhere. But I don't know which one it is. So the only workaround I've found so far is you literally got to go down here, quit out the deck, restart the deck. And then when I restart the deck, by the way, I get this, which I think is the problem, where it's like, yo, you can't connect to this. This isn't okay. And then you close it, and then it reconnects. So now watch. If I hit the subs button, they work. This SL card works. The merch card works. They all play. So there's definitely an issue with like a timeout where you have to basically recall the API. When OBS reboots, it recalls the API. So, I don't know why. I'll figure it out eventually. I can always type them in chat for the time being, which sucks, but I can do it. I can literally do a text paste where I basically just have to click into it and it'll paste it into chat. There's some ways around it. But man, I'm super happy with how this looks. I think it's really turning out well. I have a bunch of ads to do this weekend, some things like that. The biggest thing I gotta figure out though, is I gotta finish these. So if anyone has ideas for them, I need more green and more blue. They need to be the most common cards in the deck. So we have attack, we have inspiration, we have raise DC by 1. I feel like I need at least one more common card. I'm gonna relabel all these once I know what my labeling is gonna be. I need one more. One or two more greens. So they need to be low. It can't be more than a +2. We already have something that gives us +2 to every roll. We have something that raises DC. I might put a get recovery dice, but that seems powerful. That probably should be a blue. Gain 1 recovery dice. A regain. I'm going to put a remove a wound card in here, I think. It's going to be a pretty powerful one. But I need, like, if there needs to be something here. I just don't know what other thing I should add. Also, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Hold on here. Also, when I reboot my deck, a lot of times my pedal doesn't work. Like right now, it's not registering my pedal. I have to unplug my pedal and plug it back in. Which is annoying. I shouldn't have to do this. Nah, because there'd be people casting it. I don't want to give them stuff that already exists. There we go. Did that work? Yeah. So I just had to unplug my pedal and plug it back in. Because of how it works. Very annoying. I do love the Elgato pedal, by the way. For like actions I need to take all the time. What's up, KJ? No, but I might just make that one card. I could just put raise or lower. You know what I mean? I can make raise or lower for this one. Like I could just do this. You know what? I know what I'll do. Hold on here. I'll just put change. Change DC by 1. Because that solves it. It's an all-in-one then. No. I do want something. I don't want to fill. I want them to be purposeful. But change, because then it's less a track. It's just one that does it. You can go up or down by 1. Super simple. And Kelly, so you're aware, I don't know if you saw this. The way the cards work is Monday, Tuesday, or you can blow the card and get a D4 to any roll that isn't a D20. This number down here will be stuff for me. And this is what we're at so far, Kelly. I don't know if you saw them all. This is all of them so far. Just so crispy. So, and once this is gone, you can't use it for the other show. And the numbers at the bottom will be something that I'm using for placeholders. I'm going to modify those once I have them all done. Right? Element. So here's an example. Elemental condition, 5 damage per round. You can just do this, and then it takes an action to end it. So the monster would have to take an action to put it out. Need 30. It's 30 per show. Social reroll, Kelly. I know you'll love this card. Extra attack. Gain a spell slot back. 1 random potion. Right? Wildstorm. Heavy metal style, though. I just talked to the rest of the people here. Tarask attack. I'm not doing that. Critical hit, negate critical hit, reverse version. Deific healing. Deific harm. Then the DC is 20. Constitution save. Right? Assassination attempt. Constitution save. This doubles the damage of an attack. Yeah, I'm playing with that one right now. I don't know how I want to do it. So I had both wording. Where's it at here? Elemental. Is that up one? Yeah, it's. I haven't decided which version I want. Elemental condition, 5 damage. Because it has to go down 1. It doesn't fit well. That's why it's spaced. That's the only difference. I'm in the blue. Yep, I'm looking at it. I had to change this piece. I mean, I guess I could do, but it doesn't fit right. Yeah, I'm thinking about negate wound or exhaustion. I am thinking about that as a card, Kelly. We were just talking about that. But I don't like that it goes over the face. So, and this looks stupid. So I broke it like this. I guess I could do this. It just has to do with the shape. Yeah, I do think I want that, because after you get up from a wound, you have exhaustion. That's something I'm adding to this. Like, if you get a wound and get up, you're exhausted. And then here's our legendaries so far. Defy Death, Kelly. I figured you'll like that. Plus 100 damage, which means that it's automatically going to trigger for almost everybody this. Nah. We have recovery die options in this game, so I'm not going to do that. And I don't want healing to be prominent. I want this to be gritty. If it's happening, it's going to be something from the gods that are healing you. I want this to be a gritty set piece. And you use recovery hit die for other things in this now. But, so wounds, 1/2, DC 12, right? This thing? This will make that happen pretty easily. 25, Constitution DC. Reverse version. Oh, speaking of which, I need to click this. We need to copy. We need to go to here. We need to make this a 25 because it needs to be the same, right? And then we need to do this. Just so it matches, right? There we go. Herald of Tekesis and Lord Soft Knights. Basically, if this is played, it happens to the other show. In versa. I'm not saying what they are, though. And you could spend it for a D12. You could. And these will get replaced down here with something. But I do like the remove a wound. I'm not too... Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I want you to have to rest. I want you to feel exhausted. There needs to be a little bit more of that, like, it's heavy metal, but there needs to be that, like, exhaustion, mortality kind of feel to the game. And adding that could mess it up. But the wound, I wouldn't be opposed to the deific wound, the healing a wound. I don't know if it would be... If I make it this, it's going to be 2 parts to balance it out. It might be 2 fragments. Yes, they will. They will be taking short and long rests. But I don't want to give them dice back. And we have other things that use recovery hit die. Like you can up your damage, you can do some stuff with our backgrounds. There's feats in Total Party Kill games, Book of Monstrous Might. There's recovery hit dice options everywhere. But I don't want to give them more because I don't want them to be able to use their powers more than their level dictates for that piece. But this, the remove a wound, I'm not opposed to this. I'm not opposed to that. Yeah. I was going to do a call retainer. Call in a retainer. Or like foresight. I think this is going to be ignore a wound. See, the problem is if I make these ignore a wound, no one's ever going to have one. I can't do that. I can't. I can't do that because we'll never... It basically bypasses that rule. And only... No. AW, when the cards go off, both effects don't go off. Oh, you're saying make a reverse version of it? That's up to them if they want to screw those people over. Once they are out of alignment shift, new cards are going to get added to the deck. And it needs to make sense. It can't just be like, now suddenly because of the other show, you have exhaustion. Like that won't work. I don't know if I want to do a heal. Ignore wound. We look at our rules. Hold on. I don't want to ignore deadly blow. That would be a legendary if I even made one. Yeah, I don't know. It needs to be broader. Because what'll happen, Kelly, is it'll stack up. You know what I mean? Like, we'll have 10 ignore wound cards, right? And everyone will just ignore every wound that they get, and then that rule basically serves no purpose anymore. I was thinking about political standing ones, yeah. I was thinking an emissary card. Because in our rules for political struggle, you can send an emissary or an ambassador, right? Yes, people can craft them. Yes. So this is perfect for faction. I like the retinue one. I like the call on retinue a lot. I think that makes a lot of sense that you can just call a retinue member. I'll make this like a 2 fragment when I go to do it. Plus, I think you guys are going to spend cards a lot of times to get D dice. So, like, if we have, like, 5 call retinues, but you want to do extra damage, you're like, I want to blow 3 rare cards to do 3d6 extra damage. I can see that stuff being used a lot. Which would be great. So I like to call them retinue. I think that makes a lot of sense. We need some art for that. I think I'm going to use the cover of the original Dragonlance book. Because this makes the most sense. Because they're literally called the companions. Right? Might be able to make this smaller and fill the top in. So I can get more of them on screen. Yeah, there we go. Is Raceland in there? Man, this has to be small to do this. Too many fucking companions, everybody. Look how small this has to be. Well, anyway, it'll work. And then I gotta fill this top part. So, edit. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna do content aware fill. Content aware fill. And just hit apply. Okay. Okay. All right, deselect. So now we got the trees up there. Probably my favorite new feature. I'm gonna merge this down. Luminosity, 65%. And delete this one. Boom. Retinue done. This is pretty good, man. I've been just trying to think of some really fun story ones that I can use. Really fun cards. I feel like most bases are covered for general purposes. I was trying to think of anything that might be missing. I want one more green, I think, and one more blue. And I'm going to add more as the shows go on, too. So, I mean, there will be more. And I have 5 that are getting added for the... Kelly, I'm adding some for the backgrounds. For the defining backgrounds, defining lineage. Oh, for those who haven't seen this, I can definitely showcase this because you don't know who's who or what's going on. So we made these background pieces, defining moments in my game. I did it lineage based this time. But in your past, your family member once wielded the fabled lances during the war, can wield the Dragonlance and believe they work. Recovery dice can be used to harm dragons. Like, this is the kind of stuff that you can do. And each one of these has something where you use recovery dice to do stuff. So that's why I'm kind of about giving extra recovery dice out. What about what would be cool? Recovery dice? But I am doing them. I'm doing them for the individual background stuff, where you can boost them and stuff. It's gonna be pretty cool. They're all gonna be the same difficulty. There's one I can't put here because it gives away something for a character. Just trying to think of other fucking things. The other thing that's big in Dragonlance is trinkets. Like, I want to pick up... So, there is something cool. I talked to them. I was hoping they would want to throw it on the show so I could showcase it. Yeah, cards for backgrounds are going to happen. This group built an amazing book, but it's $20. This is the Welcome to Corinne Dragonlance Compendium, and I watched this guy's video. It looks really good. I pinged him. I was interested in having them, donate it to the show, and I'd showcase it for other people who were going to run this, but he just said you have permission to use it on the show, and he doesn't accept Twitter DMs, so I can't tweet him the way I want. But this has got a lot of cool stuff in it. Look at this, Kelly. 3 races. subclasses, new backgrounds and feats, 19 spells and cantrips, 16 magical items, 100 trinkets, which I thought about making a trinket deck where we can roll from a trinket table. Legacy items, which I love this. You know I love magical items that evolve, so that's kind of cool. Classic monsters, new ones, stat blocks. The adventures I don't need, but the maps I would use. Gods of Corinne and Piety, which I'm definitely going to use. 21 Herald items, and he had a good video on it. I watched all of it. I'm really interested in this. But I just, for PDF for 20, I don't know, man. I'm not interested in, I don't think I want to spend 20 on it for the show. We'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. But it's pretty cool. If anyone else wants to look at it, though, I will pimp it. They do really good work. I think they do amazing work. Splinterverse is the name of the company. But like Jim Flowers was a part of it. Ed Daly was a part of it. There's a lot of really Pete McDonald, which I know. Some definitely names in here that I know. So, and they had a lot of artists and stuff that made this. So pretty cool. I have like this one. Yeah. Oh God, don't get me started. So I need a couple more. I guess I have this full screen like this so I can see all of them at once and kind of decide what's missing. Like, I don't want extra attack ones or too many skill ones, you know, so on and so on. I was thinking about raise passive stealth as a card, Kelly. Passive stealth and passive perception. Like keen eye. Or like add 4 to a passive roll. Like you're just really aware. I thought that'd be kind of cool because you could raise your passive by 4. And we use passive so often. And I was thinking about making that a rare. Because we use passives for a lot of things in my games. Like history. Oh, we need a history card. I didn't even think about that. I probably would use some of it, yeah. I'd probably use the spells, the trinkets, and things like that. Because I do want to showcase it. I was just hoping he would be interested in working together on it, but he just gave me the permission to use it on the show. So let's do... How do I want to do this? Retinue? That way you get the extra uses, but it's not PCs, just NPCs. Well, that way you get the extra use, but it's not. Cards that give you extra use of daily powers to retainers, maybe? Oh, maybe. Once we get retainers down, that could be good too. That's actually a really good idea, Kelly. Because they only get to use their powers once a day, right? For retainers? I need a good word for this. I want to look up Dragonlance libraries. I think it's called the Great Library. Yeah, there it is. The Library of Ages. The Great Library of Palanthus. So known as the Great Library of Ages. There's a building that houses the biggest library in Solamnia, if not Ansalon. 3 stories high. Yeah. I want to say Palanthus knowledge, I think is what I'm going to call it. Isn't Palanthus a god? Am I wrong? Palanthus was a god, right? I'm pretty sure that's the god of knowledge. was the master of historian. That's who it is, historian. Is he a god? Who many liken to the god Gillian himself. Atlantis is at least in some regards immortal, since he's never aged a day from when he first appeared in Planthus. The historian was considered by many to be cool and emotionless. Okay. So let's go with this. Let me shrink this down so I can see this. I'll say knowledge of Planthus. We're gonna move this up to here. Is it called recall or is it just now? It's just knowledge checks, right? What is it called in 5e? Hold on. Hold on. Intelligence. Recall. It is called recall. I thought it was. So recall. Knowledge of Planthus. Recall. I think I might just call it Knowledge of Planthus. And then down here, I'll say what DC you can pull up to. Ooh, this could be trained in a skill. I like just knowledge. I think it makes more sense. I just like the sound of it. You know what I mean? So we're going to make these the same distance from the, I'm calling it the equator line. Come on. And then this can be the DC check. And I'll just put R for recall. Or K. I'll put K. That's how I always identify knowledge checks. I'll just put a K here. KDC. Simple. And then we'll move this over a touch. Just to make it centered. And it can go up to DC. Let me look at this. We'll go to the chart. We have green. Yeah, so 20. 20 is correct. So you can do up to a knowledge 20 DC check for free. That works, right? It's pretty simple, pretty clean. And then the retainer one, I like that, Kelly. I do like the reuse of the ability. I'm thinking blue. Right? So you have call on retinue, and then recharge. What did you say? Recharge? I don't think retainers are going to get wounds. I think they just die. I think they just die. To be honest with you. That way you get the extra use. What do we want to call it? Recall retainer ability? Retainer ability recharge, retainer ability reuse. Oh, I said retinue. This should be retainer. I had the wrong words. You are correct, actually. I keep saying retinue because of Athantia. It should be retainer. That was my bad. Call it retainer. And then this should be... What do we call it, though? It needs to be short and sweet. Recharge retainer. Are they called ability? Ability. Right. We're going to just copy this whole damn thing. And escape. Select all. Paste it. And we just make sure the same distance from the center. I'm going to move this down to there. Boom. Problem solved. Why is this a different size? 1. This seems off. Was off, that's why. There we go. Boom. Recharge retainer. Okay, that's good too. We're looking good now. Where we at? Saving it, hold on. So the first card doesn't count, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 14. 14. 14, how many do I have? So 21 with just those cards, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I have 5 more. That puts us at 30. You said remove wounds. Yeah, no, there's not going to be remove wounds for them. That's, dude, there we go. So I just have to go through and rename these. So Kelly, are you ready for this? You didn't get to see this yet. You ready? This is the Matrix. These are the Stream Deck powers. I showed the other people who were here, but you haven't got to see it. You're on the show. I figured you should at least get to see this. I still haven't announced who's on the shows yet, as a heads up with you coming in. So, this is the Matrix. For our abilities, for people join. This is the Matrix for the other ones. You ready for this? Want to go to me? So, hi, how are you? I'm going to turn all these off. I'm going to go to 2cam. Hi. So, we bring the first person on the show. Position 1 for the green. That's position 1. Okay. I will even resummon the bats and go to 2. Right? Pretty good. But it gets better. Here's 3. And I can change this one. If I want this to be guest 4, I can do that. Just depends on who's there for the day. If the third person's guest 5, I can put guest 5 there for a 3-person show. Right? Wait, there's more. We can go to bats. Guest 4, if we have a 4th person on that show. But it gets spicier. Let's say, in that 4 position, I want like, here's a new person for the green show. We have 5 guests. Okay? But let's say I want that position to be different. Let's say, go back to me, right? Let's say our 4th person, when we go to this cam, let's say position 4 is someone from Monday's show. It could be any one of them. Any one. And that's flashing on screen because I don't have it preloaded because I'm testing memory usage. But it can be anybody. Right? But let's say person 1 comes from Monday's show. And then person 5 also joins this show. I'm going to be able to get rid of all the green and swap it to orange for the Monday show. And then there'll be a reverse version of this for Monday show. And then if those 2 people leave, I go like this. Gone. Take us back to our 4 cam. And we're good. Heavy metal, man. And Kelly, I did our first sketch today for the logo for the show. This is just a rough. I did this in a Rocket book. So hold on. Here's what this looks like. So that's all that stuff. I love it. I think it turned out great. But this is what we're looking at for this. So I'm going to do a dragon skull with the hand in the back of it pinching down over top of it. There's no 10 can view. So that's what that looks like. That's the rough. So I'm going to start inking that out this weekend for the show. This will be the overall cam show. It's going to be cast iron. You wouldn't be surprised? Well, thank you, Kelly. I'm glad that I still have some prize in my futures. So that is what we're looking at for this rough. This is the rough version of it. Let me move it over so you can see it a little better. Not done, though. Just a rough. I was like, how do I make this look the way I want? So I'm doing the downward skull. Probably going to have spiked horns. I'm going to ink this in a heavy metal style, and then that'll be metal framed. I think it'll look pretty good, right? And then we have all these done. I have the orange show in the background pretty much ready to go. I think we've nailed this. You did miss it. We did look over the OGL, the OGL document. I don't know if you saw that crap. The new version. It's a trap is up here for a reason right now. I have this here because it's a goddamn trap. It's a goddamn trap. So this is everything. And then next week we'll make retinue. I'm still waiting for people's ideas from the retinue for the show. I have a couple from people, but I need to get everybody's. And then we're going to make retinue next week. I've seen enough so far. Look, man, I've been busting hump over here. So I'll make the other 5 cards. You watch a few vids. I want to see if they updated today, because did you see the Twitter feed of all the just nonsense of D&D Beyond's Twitter feed? Ridiculous Twitter feed. Ridiculous. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not too worried. Retainers won't probably be in the preludes. Retainers aren't going to come into play until we start our live show in February. Or to start the main show in February. Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, this is salt level spicy. Hold on. I will show this again really quick. It's in the beginning of the show. You can see it, but yeah, D&D Beyond. They're commenting on the OGL. Let me make sure this is saved. We're going to close this. I'll take us back over. This will be the last thing I do when I'm going to end our show for the day. Because I want to go eat. So, D&D Beyond is ridiculous. Put it over top of this. And they are trying to quell the masses. But all this is good PR for them. Look at this. It was at 100,000 when I checked the beginning of the show. It's at 319,000 now. Right? That's their followers. But look at these tweets. 198K. 284. Oh, hi everyone. For the survey OGL 1.2 feedback is now live. We wanted to respond to topics we've seen popping up. Here's the thread. So here's the I'm not filling this out. Unless I said earlier I will make I'll make Shadowrun Corpo logos out of text and put it up. But yeah, we loved what we've seen so far. I want your feedback. And then they just started talking about all their crap. I'm sorry. One D&D survey results on Unearthed Arcana. This is what it's going to be like. They are literally just turning this into positive PR. Which I don't agree with. I'm just, and the actual, have you seen the OGL draft? The one that's now called the draft? I'll send it to you privately here. You can mull over it. I'll send it to you privately. Yeah, sure, right. Here, Kelly. I'll send it to you in Discord. Actually, anyone who wants to look at it, here's the link. It's pretty ridiculous. We looked at it earlier. I'm not going to go through it again. It's only 6 pages. But I will point out this for you, Kelly, as you're looking over it, because I know you will look at it. Now it says draft. But look at, this is all like really wordy, very lawyery feeling, right? Cut from one. And then you get to the VTT add-on at the bottom. And this is written in like somebody else's language. You can go back and find mine of me being super spicy. But what made me spicy is this. I'm going to read this to close the show. Using VTTs to replicate the experience of sitting down on the tabletop play D&D with your friends. So, displaying static SRD content is just fine because it's just like looking at a source book. You can put the text of Magic Missile up in your VTT and use it to calculate and apply damage to your target. And automating Magic Missile's damage to replace manually rolling and calculating is fine. The VTT can apply Magic Missile 1d4 plus 1 damage automatically to your target's hit points. You do not have to manually calculate or track this. That's all okay. Ready? What isn't permitted are features that don't replicate your dining room table storytelling. If you replace your imagination with animation of Magic Missile streaking across the board to strike your target, or your VTT integrates our content into an NFT, that's not the tabletop experience. That's more like a video game. But you're trying to make your company more like a fucking video game. You're trying to sell video game licenses. If I animate Magic Missile and it goes across the screen, fuck you. Because you won't know if the animation's called Green Magical Bolt. It looks just like a Magic Missile. What are you going to do about it? I don't care if that animation's attached to Magic Missile. You can't tell me how my tabletop experience is supposed to be virtual, my imagination, or in person. You don't get to do that. So you can shove this right up your ass. And with that, I'm going to end the show today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I will be back next Monday with our first prelude, 8 p.m., right here on YouTube, with our very first person and maybe a guest star. Tuesday, we'll follow that up with another show at 7:30, keeping our what was Norse Foundry schedule and our normal Tuesday schedule. I think we're going to keep that 8 and 7:30. We'll have our first 2 guests for our Tuesday show, which is amazing. And then the next week, we'll do it 2 more times, and that'll bring us into a week off in designing the rest of our retainers, polishing everything for the show, and we'll have our first 2 shows for Dragonlance, A Song of Lance and Fire. I am super excited, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for helping me create the stream loot cards. Don't forget to click the bell and get all notifications, because when I go live, if you don't have all notifications on, you won't know. I try to post everywhere, but I will miss. So make sure the bell is all notifications. I have more content coming out that's not live streaming here over the next couple of weeks. We have a review for Hope Finder coming out, and I'm going to dive through and start reviewing all of my favorite tabletop RPGs. Because you know what? Fuck these guys. That's what I think. I'll see you guys on Monday. Talk to you later. Thank you for watching the show, everyone. We will be back next week. Share it with your friends. Let's get more people at 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. We start being able to have our own emotes and all the other things. If you want to make a retainer for the show, the numbers on screen are for you. Use that, make yourself a character. If we like it, put it in our Discord, and we'll bring up maybe that character as a retainer for the show. Thank you for watching, and if you want more videos like this, check out the one on the screen now.